What is the best kind of gearbox for a car? Let's begin with a manual transmission. Manuals give you the most engaging driving experience because you're more involved with the process. You have to use a clutch and shift the gears yourself. When you press the clutch, you push the clutch fork and release bearing into the diaphragm spring, which separates the pressure plate and the clutch. In the gearbox, you have an input shaft which is connected to the engine and an output shaft that connects to the wheels. The gears on the output shaft are always spinning freely. When you shift gears, the shifter fork moves the collar to lock the gear on the output shaft to engage it. You have synchronizers to ensure the gears don't grind when you shift. Overall, they are very reliable and easier to work on, but the downside is it could be annoying to drive in traffic. Now let's take a look at automatics. They use a torque converter instead of a normal clutch. They use planetary gear sets for the different gear ratios. You have a valve body that uses solenoids to direct fluid through passages to engage clutch packs to shift gears. Modern automatics are faster than manuals. They're easier to drive. They're more complex, so it's harder to fix. Now let's take a look at dual clutch transmissions. They use two clutches, all the even gears are on one clutch, and the odd gears on the other. When one gear is engaged, the other one pre-selects the next gear. This makes it much faster than normal automatics, but the downside is DCTs cost more to make, and it's not as smooth as a good automatic in city driving. And lastly, let's look at CVT transmissions. This is one of the most common gearboxes in most cars nowadays, especially in economy cars. They use a belt and two adjustable pulleys that constantly change its ratio. They're cheaper to make, fuel efficient, and smooth. There's no actual gear shift, so it's the least engaging to drive, and it's not as durable for fast driving. And if you learn something, why not follow?